What up, world? It's We're 18 back at it again. Welcome to the episode. This is part 2 of the Family Matters series, I guess you can say. The first episode talked about how the show was before Urkel showed up. And this episode is going to be talking about what happened when Steve showed up. When Steve Urkel stepped into Family Matters, everything changed. From the tone, to the storylines, to the show's identity. Let's talk about it. This was one of my favorite shows growing up. Steve Urkel was good at first, and then he got annoying, and the show became super corny. Let me know what you think about it after the video in the comments. You're watching The Breakout Star. Steve Urkel, played by Jaleel White, debuted mid-season 1. His nerdy voice, suspenders, and clumsy charm stole every scene. Ratings spiked immediately after the first episode. The network realized they had something special and capitalized fast. They immediately made him a main cast member. He was a next door neighbor. He would come over every episode and hijinks would ensue. The show still tried to focus a little bit on the family values, but he became so big that they had to fucking center the whole show around him. Mostly around him and mostly him and Carl. So the show just took a whole drastic turn. Nobody else really had lines.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Steve.
And what you doing?
Oh, I'm just putting stuff up for storage.
They got rid of fucking the little girl. The little baby boy grew up a little bit, and he was out of the show a lot. So the show definitely shifted when Urkel showed up. The show's new focus. Storylines shifted from family lessons to Urkel-centered chaos. Inventions, experiments, and wacky situations took over. Carl became Urkel's comic foil, creating the classic Carl versus Urkel dynamic. The show transformed from grounded realism to slapstick fantasy.
We don't need the siren right now, Steve.
Okie doke. Hey, what's in the glove compartment?
Like I said, the show just changed to something different. It became a totally different show. It wasn't the original goal that they set out for, but when you're making money and people love the character and people tune in just to watch the character, I guess you have to make that shift. They wanted the show to stay on for a long time, which it did, and having that character on the show just kept the show going. Even though the show got super corny and it wasn't that good, and most of the episodes were stupid, people continued to watch it because they liked Jaleel White as the Urkel character. Laura and love. Urkel's unending love for Laura became his defining trait. The will they, won't they storyline lasted nearly the entire series. Eventually, Laura began to appreciate his heart over his looks, showing real growth in both characters.
Engaged? We're not even dating, and we never will be. But I thought I'd like it for you to leave me alone. Laura, I know I'm not worthy of you, but I just can't help loving you. It's like wanting to touch a star. You know you'll never reach it, but you just gotta keep trying.
Girl, you actually like Steve Urkel? I'm starting to. I'm in love with you.
Huh?
Yes.
I've dreamed of hearing those words ever since the first day I laid eyes on you.
Well, you're not dreaming now?
That shit was super corny to me. I hated that fucking love story. Even though fucking Myra was fucking way prettier than fucking Laura.
I have to get my point across. It makes me so hot.
R.I.P. that character. She was a real pretty woman, and she died of cancer, I think it was, which sucks. But I thought that love dynamic was way better than the Laura Urkel dynamic.
You listen to me, Miss Laura. I love Steve Urkel. He's the hot fudge on my sundae. And let me tell you something, honey. Nobody steals my dessert. I tried to be nice, and you stabbed me in the back. Strap on your howitzer, missy. From now on, it's war.
The Stephon Era. The writers doubled down with sci-fi plots. Urkel's DNA machine created his smooth alter ego, Stephon Urkel. Gave Jaleel White range and let Laura explore what she really valued. The Stephon arc symbolized Urkel's evolution from annoying kid to confident man. So this was a ongoing story plot of the whole series when the Stephon shit started. I think he said in the interview that his voice kept fucking up. His voice kept cracking while doing the character because he grew up pretty much on the TV, and he couldn't really do the Urkel voice as much as he wanted to.
Steve who?
Steve Urkel. You.
No. There is no Steve here.
So this switch up gave him a chance to talk in his real voice, which I thought was all right. I wasn't a big fan of the Stephon character, and I hated the way Laura fawned over him because he fucking didn't have glasses anymore. He was like Clark Kent and Superman. It was so fucking stupid. But that storyline kept the show going for years afterwards. The Urkel Phenomenon. Urkel mania swept the 90s. Dolls, cereals, catchphrases, and commercials.
What's my laugh, my voice, and all? You know what I'm saying? The next best thing, talking Urkel. Just full of a shirt. Why not? We talking Urkel,
Jaleel White became one of the most recognized TV faces in the world. Family Matters became one of ABC's biggest shows, dominating TGI Friday nights.
It's a brand new show called Step by Step, and it's up next. Carol Foster and Frank Lambert meet on a vacation in Jamaica that launches them on an adventure of a lifetime. I'm getting a vision. I see a woman. I see a man. Whoa, I see 6 kids under one roof. I see an enormous line for the bathroom. Let's just see the show.
Critics said the show jumped the sharks, but kids loved it more than ever. The show definitely jumped the sharks. But Urkel got fucking famous. I remember those fucking commercials, the toys, all of that shit. I remember the cereal. I never had the cereal because it looked gross. But I remember all of that shit. He was everywhere. He was so fucking big. I couldn't imagine a kid at his age being that big from a show like that. It was crazy. But the show definitely jumped the shark by transforming the show from a family-centric show to an Urkel show, pretty much. They should just change the name to the Urkel show because it became the Urkel show with others, pretty much, even though he was a fucking next-door neighbor. And they never showed his parents, too, which is kind of weird, too. So they were like his real parents. From family to franchise, the Winslows took a back seat. Steve became the heartbeat. The show experimented with time travel, cloning, and even space. It wasn't just a sitcom anymore. It was a character-driven phenomenon. By the final season, Urkel wasn't just part of Family Matters. He was Family Matters. Like I said, the show became the Urkel show. They centered the whole show around him because kids still loved him. Even though the show sucked at the end, like the last four seasons were fucking a waste of time. It was terrible, and they even got rid of the original Harriet too. I didn't watch those episodes. I still haven't watched those episodes to this day. But the show just got corny and super bad. And like I said, it was focused on Urkel and Carl. Not much going on with the other characters. They got rid of Judy. I think the auntie left too. And little Richie was still around, but he was only in for certain scenes. The show just got terrible, but they were still making the money and people wanted to see it, so they kept it going. The legacy. Urkel turned a mid-tier family sitcom into a 90s pop culture legend. Jaleel White became the face of a generation's nostalgia. And though the show changed drastically, its heart, love, family, and acceptance always remained. So there were still those family moments every now and then with Urkel. They had a couple episodes where they had the father and the son doing some stuff. He would interact with the kids every now and then. He would have some interaction with the mother and the father or whatever. So they kept a little bit of that in there, but it was totally different from the beginning. It's definitely not the direction they wanted the show to go in. But like I said, when you're making money and people want to see the show, #1 rated show on TGI Friday, you got to keep it going. And Urkel was a cash cow, so they kept it going as long as they could. Steve Urkel started as a goofy kid next door, but before long, he wasn't just a character, he was the show. What began as a family sitcom about the Winslows became the story of one unforgettable nerd who changed television forever. But Urkel's rise didn't just transform Family Matters, it transformed pop culture. That's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. What do you guys think of the video? Give me a comment. I'll respond. You could have been on anybody else's channel and you decided to watch mine, so I truly appreciate you guys for giving me a couple minutes of your time. It's only 24 hours in a day, and you gave me a couple minutes, and I truly appreciate it. Hope I didn't waste it. Like I said, remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Have a good one. I'll get to you guys on the next one. Remember to watch the first video. I think it was pretty good. You've been watching